na kilimo. Usikose kujumuika nami Francis Ngala siku ya Jumamosi saa 10:30 upate mseto kamili wa kilimo.
Many families face a lot of challenges and feel isolated and overwhelmed when taking care of children with disabilities.
When I was doing my graphics, when I was doing my PR, I did not know that this is how I was going to apply it in my life, advocating for special needs kids.
Mtu anajua akona mtoto kama huyu, ujue hiyo ni condition na uitikie. Usipoitikia unakuwa na stress, unakufa, unaacha huyo mtoto na shida mingi kuliko yenye yako nayo sahi.
Remember, your child's independence is your independence as a mom. That means you can go to work, that means they can go to school, so the entire community benefits, and that child will be able to coexist with us differently.
The two sessions, China's annual political season, brings together the country's lawmakers and political advisors to chart the way forward for the nation.
It captures a global attention as geopolitical and economic tensions rise.
So what impact will this have on Africa?
We take an in-depth look at China's two-session and explore what lies ahead for Africa.
Join us for a special program on CGTN and the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation.
Well, exactly 2 minutes before the top of the hour, welcome to our broadcast. My name is Abdiaziz. Hashim, the sign language interpreter at the bottom of the screen is Baron Abuli. And here is the latest at this hour. Meru County Deputy Governor Isaac Mutuma is set to take oath of office on Monday as the county governor after the High Court upheld the impeachment of Kawira Mwangaza by the Senate. The swearing-in ceremony of Mutuma scheduled for Monday could end Kawira's political career as the governor of Meru that has been characterized by political upheaval. A Gazette notice scheduling the swearing-in of her deputy on Monday, the March 17, 2025 at Mwendatu grounds has since been published. And indeed, we'll have more for you in our subsequent bulletins. Now, elsewhere, East Africa Community and South African Development Corporation chiefs of defense forces have reaffirmed their commitment to supporting peace initiatives to restore peace in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The leaders met Saturday morning in Nairobi in a session chaired by Prime Cabinet Secretary and Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi. The session reviewed recommendations aimed at fostering stability and coordinated regional efforts to address emerging security threats. The discussions underscored the critical role of regional partnerships in conflict resolutions and advancing diplomatic engagements for lasting peace in DRC. Present was CS4 Defense Soipan Tuya, CS EAC Beatrice Askul, and ministers from member states. The meeting preceded the joint ministerial session set for March 17th in Harare.
We all want to recognize that the situation in DRC is dire, Eastern DRC. So far, it's estimated that there are over 7,000 civilian fatalities, and so far about 700,000 persons have been displaced. And this has led to a very serious humanitarian crisis in DRC, Eastern DRC. We also need to acknowledge that the continued fighting in Eastern DRC has the potential of spilling over into the neighboring countries and destabilizing the entire Great Lakes region and turning into a wider regional war if not addressed urgently.
The First Lady, Mama Rachel Ruto, now says the government is championing the establishment of a national school milk program to benefit every child in public primary schools. Speaking after meeting the dairy sector stakeholders, including the Kenya Dairy Board and 40 milk processors, to discuss the ongoing advocacy for a national school milk program in the country, the First Lady said the dairy sector is a vital economic contributor, accounting for 4.5% of the gross domestic product and supporting the livelihoods of over 1 million smallholder farmers. The First Lady has in the meantime launched a pilot program in Migori and Nakuru counties where every child will receive a packet of milk twice a week for 1 year. Health Cabinet Secretary Dr. Deborah Baraza, who accompanied the First Lady, said the program comes at the right time, with 1 in every 5 children facing malnutrition in the country.
This pilot, managed by the Kenya Dairy Board under the stewardship of the State Department of Agriculture, will provide valuable insights and shape the framework for a sustainable national rollout. As the champion for Global School Meals Coalition in Kenya, I invite you to join me in the push for a national school milk program as a vital component of our school meals initiative. We are actively advocating to secure the necessary budgetary allocation to make this dream a reality.
Indeed, Your Excellency, this is a timely initiative that speaks to the bottom-up economic transformation agenda through the empowerment of our farmers and an approach that is a sustainable initiative.
You're talking about issues to do with food security, improved nutrition, which we come in handy as a ministry, promotion of sustainable agriculture, and all that is together. We will get milk that will be taken to the children, and again, the children will be healthy.
Elsewhere, the announcement by the Ministry of Education that mathematics will no longer be compulsory to CBC learners has sparked varied reactions from stakeholders and Kenyans alike. The proposal has ignited heated debate, with many Kenyans arguing that mathematics is essential and should not be optional. However, critics suggested that instead of eliminating it as a requirement, the subject should be revised to remove overly complex topics. Some education stakeholders fear that making mathematics optional could negatively impact students' foundational skills and career prospects in technical and scientific fields. Under the proposed changes, students transitioning to senior secondary school will have the option to select 3 subjects based on their field of interest. These fields are categorized into science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEMs, arts and sports science, and social sciences.
Zile topics ndani ambazo zinaumiza mwanafunzi. But hesabu ni kitu basic maishani ambayo haifai kuondolewa. Kila mahali hesabu inahitajika. Inafaa tu hiyo, kuna vile topics ndani zina complicate education kwa mwanafunzi.
Ni jambo la kufedhesha sana na la mshangao kusikia kwamba somo la hesabu linaweza tolewa liwe kama jambo la ziada kwa wanafunzi. Tukikumbuka hesabu ndio jambo kuu katika maisha.
Kwa maana hesabu ndio kila kitu, ndio upate ufanikio kwenye maisha, lazima ukae chini, ufanye hizo calculations zote, ujue hesabu ambayo umepiga inaingiana kulingana na ratiba zako ama hapana. Kwa maana ukiangalia kila kitu inahitaji hesabu.
Kwanza ukiona hii mtaala ambayo imekuja, mara kwa mara wanasema kila mtu ajitegemee. Kwa sababu hata kama ni kilimo, huwezi fanya kilimo bila hesabu. Na ukiangalia Kenya sana, watu wengi sana wajaajiriwa kwa maofisi. Watu wengi sana tumeajiriwa wapi? Kwenye kilimo na kwenye biashara.
Hatuwezi sema tunaondoa hesabu. Tuangalie katika hesabu. Tutoe vitu kama matrix peke yake. tuondoe indices. Hiyo ni vitu haitusaidii kwa maisha. Pia sisi tulisoma, lakini matrix inanisaidia wapi sasa hii? Hesabu yenyewe haiwezi ondolewa yote, but vipengee kadhaa katika hesabu vipunguzwe, najaza kichwa bure, haitusaidii popote.
A section of stakeholders in the coffee sector is calling on the national government to invest in technology to boost the production of coffee. Speaking during the Arabica Coffee Day held in Nairobi, the stakeholders said that the use of technology will go a long way in helping farmers produce quality coffee and also expose the coffee societies to outside and emerging markets.
The Arabica Coffee Day in Nairobi. It is during the occasion that calls were made to the government, particularly the Ministry of Agriculture, to put more emphasis in the use of technology to enhance coffee production.
What I will urge the Kenya government is to invest in the value chain. The value chain needs the support in terms of skills, the extension people who are going to work with farmers. We need the support from the government to ensure that they expose these societies to outside and emerging market. We need to operationalize the coffee cherry fund. I think it's a fund being run by government.
Arabica Coffee Project Officer Noah Kirui has in the meantime underscored the need of empowering coffee farmers to understand the good agricultural practices as well as the branding of their product.
Out of this intervention, we are contributing to coffee sustainability and increasing the coffee production and making Kenya coffee, or returning Kenya coffee to where it was before in 1980s, when they used to do a lot of coffee production.
Branding is important because, okay, so you have a great coffee. How do I find it? The identity of the coffee is like you would have your name and where you come from. So we've worked a lot with them. A lot of the farmers started off with no brands, and today we have 4 or 5 cooperatives who have added value at cooperative level.
Farmers have in the meantime loaded the Arabica Coffee Project that is funded by Italian government and implemented in 7 counties, saying it has enabled them to understand the emerging trends in coffee production.
We've gained on insights, we've gained on being equipped with information, on applied from coffee production to marketing and coming up with our own brand. So we, at the farm level, we have community-based trainers for our farmers, and we have farmers formed into groups for information purposes.
The training has helped us a lot. I myself as a farmer have experienced significant benefits on my side, whereby back before training, I was producing very low quantity of coffee, but after the training, my coffee now averagely I produce 5 kgs per stem, because myself I own 100 stems, and last year I had 700 kgs. You can see it is an average of 5 to 7 kilos per stem.
Timothy Kipnusu for Lunchtime News.
And that story by Timothy Kipnusu takes us to a first commercial break here on KBC's Lunchtime News. Don't go too far. We still have more for you on the other side.
In Lumumba Estate, hustle is survival.
When a loved one's lost,
what is this good for nothing miscreant doing here? One estate chairman managing a chaotic estate group. Catch these exciting shows only on Maisha Magic Plus on DSTV channel 163 and GoTV channel 3.
Mount Lavana, Mount Lavana.
Yenye nguvu yasikika ni sauti ya mlimani, ni mlima losikika magharibi na kusini.
Mwana hutazama kisogo cha nina, agalabu mtoto huiga namna kutembea, tabia, namna kuongea, aina mavazi na hata pia matendo ya wazazi wao.
Ni muhimu kutambua na kusisitiza mchango mzuri wa wazazi katika maisha ya watoto wao.
Unapata kwa wazazi wetu wametupa jongo na mti wake na kutupilia mbali maadili zao, na wanakosa kufunza watoto wao hadi lugha zao za kwanza. Je, wewe mwenyewe unajua lugha yako ya kwanza?
Je, itakuwa inapendeza kwa kiasi gani?
Tapo tapo tapo, kayuko rada pigwe tapo, ni mtu
From the bliss of new beginnings to the trials of commitment, this is a celebration of resilience, passion, and the power of togetherness. Join us as we unravel real-life stories, because every journey deserves to be cherished, for better, for worse, on KBC Channel 1.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, education stakeholders have called for fair and equal opportunities in the selection of grade 9 and 10 learners. The director of the Excellency School, Moses Wokono, said private schools are worried about the existing quota system of selection that has long favored public schools. This, as he argued, young learners are to embrace the reading culture and invest in reading materials. He was speaking during the school's Literacy Day, which was picked to celebrate Kenyan young writers and authors, and which was also this year's theme.
From today, I'm going to put into practice writing and speaking in English as to embrace the Literacy Day.
We celebrate Literacy Day as a way of enhancing the literary skills among learners, artistic work, and also in line with the new curriculum dispensation competence-based curriculum.
What we need to do as a community is to embrace a reading culture. Not only in schools, but also at home, because this is it's not only in school that you find learners read. We need also to extend this to homes and families.
The government has enacted stringent guidelines aimed at curbing cases of abuse of Kenyans employed in foreign nations. Labour and Skills Development Principal Secretary Shadrach Mwadime says the government is further dispatching labour attaches to every nation to ensure the rights of Kenyans are safeguarded. Speaking at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport when he flagged off 15 Kenyans handed to Oman for employment, Mwadime said that the move was informed by emerging complaints by a section of Kenyans who in recent years claimed to be mistreated by the respective employers, especially in the Middle East.
So what we have done is, number one, we are signing bilateral labor agreements that are human rights based in accordance with the ILO model. That will guarantee the rights of our young Kenyans as they work in these countries. That is number one. Number two, we are sending out labor attaches. As you're well aware, we signed a bilateral labor agreement with Germany late last year. Around September last year. We are deploying a labor attaché to go there and guarantee the rights of our workers, so that in case anybody finds himself or herself in a wanting situation, you can easily reach out to a government officer who will be able to attend to your needs.
Invest as it is now.
The Institution of Engineers of Kenya, IEK, has embarked on groundbreaking artificial intelligence training of its members. The training is expected to build the capacity of engineers in the country. Speaking during the training launch in Nairobi, the IEK President Shama Kiteme underscored the urgency of equipping engineers with cutting-edge skills in AI, bioinformatics and quantum engineering to secure their relevance in a rapidly evolving industry. The training is part of a bold initiative under the World Federation of Engineering Organizations, which seeks to train 100,000 engineers across Africa.
We do understand that AI has come in to impact a lot of things we do as engineers. As the Institution of Engineers of Kenya, our membership of over 12,000, we are very keen on making sure that we carry out efforts at advocacy and work towards the welfare of engineers, but also very critically, capacity building to enhance the skills of our members and future-proof their careers.
Now, Kenyatta University Teaching Referral and Research Hospital will start kidney transplant operations in a month's time. The milestone, which will be the first in the country, will see Kenyans save enormous cost in kidney operations that were previously done abroad. Hospital Chief Executive Officer Dr. Zainab Gura says all arrangements are ready for the historic procedure set to help hundreds of Kenyans suffering from kidney disease. Zainab added that the first pair of a kidney patient and a donor are being prepared for transplant. She spoke during the celebration to mark the World Kidney Day held at the facility.
Patients, and within a month we are actually going to start our first kidney transplant in Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital. Several are undergoing preparations. The first one is ready, the first pair is ready, but we have several pairs that are undergoing preparation towards a transplant.
The Social Health Authority is covering the pre-operative, the operative, and the post-operative care.
The recent move by Sudan to ban imports from Kenya has caught many sectors off guard, with the ban taking effect yesterday, the 14th. Kenya's tea export industry is among the affected sectors, with stakeholders calling on the government to intervene and resolve the diplomatic tensions. Authorities to negotiate a one-month window period to allow for the clearance of existing shipments, stating that the abrupt halt of Kenya tea to Sudan will result in a huge loss to the subsector.
We appeal for an urgent action by government to make sure that the impasse is addressed for our buyers who have already bought the teas, who have already shipped out the teas that are on the high seas, and who already have teas at the port of Sudan that cannot be cleared, to engage the government of Sudan to address this within a window of 1 month to mitigate these huge losses we have talked about.
A section of elders from Garissa County are now calling on the government to fast-track the issuance of national identification cards to area residents following President William Ruto's move to sign a decree abolishing vetting in issuance of IDs. The Kenya Livestock Marketing Council Chairman Dubat Ame said there has been little progress in as far as expediting the issuance of the crucial documentation to those who still lack them.
I can tell Kenyans, you are safe. ID is not like something you can walk into a supermarket and buy it. Even if vetting has been withdrawn, but there's still some process to be done. So I can safely, as an elder, I can safely say, Kenyans, you don't need to worry. There's a safety belt still.
Elsewhere, Kitui County Secondary and Primary School Drama Festival teachers are up in arms over what they term as mistreatment and shortchanging during the just concluded festivals that brought together learners from all 16 sub-counties. The teachers who converged at Mwingi Teachers College and St. Joseph Junior Seminary accused the sub-county education officer for fleeing with their activity money. Speaking on their behalf, Kitui NAT Chair Simon Ndigo demanded immediate release of the funds meant for teachers, calling upon the national government to consider transferring the said education officer to a different location.
Walimu hawalali vizuri, manake wanalipwa 1,600 kwa siku. Pesa ambazo sisi kama chama cha kutetea maslahi ya walimu tulisema ya kwamba walimu wetu wasichukue. Manake mahali pa kulala ni hiyo 1,600. Walimu wana pesa ya breakfast, lunch na supper. Walimu wana pesa za matumishi. Kwa hivyo mpaka leo siku ya 5 yule sub-county director hatujawahi muona mwingi. Hatujawahi ona hata mwakilishi wake, na walimu wanateseka. Tunaomba serikali, manake imeleta pesa za michezo. Wazazi wetu wametoa pesa za michezo. Ichukue hatua dhidi ya huyu sub-county director ambaye amekuwa very notorious, ambaye amekuwa akitukana walimu wetu hata uko mashinani.
Over 100 public and private medical training institutions have united under the banner of the Association of Medical Training Institutions, Kenya, AMTI, to address the growing gap in medical training opportunities across the country. Association of Medical Training Institutions President, that is Dennis Okech, says the new initiative aims to provide an alternative pathway for students who have been unable to secure a place at the Kenya Medical Training College, KMTC, often due to limited opportunities.
The launch of AMTI Kenya brings together a diverse range of institutions, including public and private colleges, universities and TVET institutes, all committed to providing accessible and standardized medical education.
We are going to unite everyone across the country and make sure that they adhere to the rules and regulation of the government training, that the government has given a number of years that you can do the training. So if you say a course is for 2 years, you want exactly to maintain that standard as per the government regulation.
Dennis Okech, the president of AMTI Kenya, highlighted the urgent need for better coordination and quality training in the sector, noting that while thousands of students meet the grade requirements, many interested candidates still face obstacles in accessing medical education.
Some of the boards are abolishing certificate courses, and you find that majority of Kenyans are able to do those courses. So we urge that the boards, they consider their stand to offer certificate courses so that somebody can progress from certificate to diploma, and then you have somebody can go have a degree.
Many parents do not know where to take their children immediately they finish high school. It's because they get low grades. We are talking about grades of D-, D and D+. These students, sometimes they feel like we have nowhere to go.
They shouldn't worry whether they miss an opportunity for to advance their training in KMTC. They can join AMTI Kenya members, that is colleges and institutions registered by TVET authority.
The new association will ensure fairness and equality in medical education, making it possible for students from both public and private institutions to acquire recognized qualifications.
This will go a long way in ensuring quality medical education, and their participation through advocacy will be of great value, especially when various policies concerning the medical training are instituted in this country.
Ben Chumba, Lunchtime News.
The Macadamia Nut Association of Kenya has thrown its weight behind Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe's push for value addition in the macadamia sector. The association is urging farmers to deliver only mature nuts to designated collection centers to ensure fair pricing and curb exploitation by brokers. The association's chairperson, that is Jane Maigua, has assured farmers that processors are ready to buy nuts at a minimum of 100 shillings per kilogram as directed by the government. She cautioned farmers against selling raw nuts to middlemen, saying this undermines local processing and threatens over 200,000 jobs in the sector.
At the farm gate, the prices will go up. Mr. Speaker, let's not also forget that we are dealing with an international market, and that the people who are importing these nuts, especially the Chinese people who are buying these nuts, are the second largest producers of macadamia in the world. And what they are doing is that in addition to their macadamia, they buy our macadamia. When we process our macadamia, we export directly to the US market and create jobs for our youth.
Education experts from Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania and Zanzibar have concluded a 4-day education reforms forum in Isiolo County aimed at scaling up advocacy for the shift to the competency-based curriculum. The meeting sought to look into ways of integrating life skills as part of a core component of the curriculum. The stakeholders emphasized the need to equip learners with life skills and values, financial literacy and emotional intelligence to thrive beyond the classrooms.
These skills like problem solving or collaboration or digital literacy and the values like responsibility, respect, love are very important for our children. They actually drive success.
We insist that the children have got some integrity that they are achieving so that we do not start saying, oh, there is a lot of corruption. Where does it begin from? The aspects of integrity, which we did not emphasize at the primary level.
Without the right resources and without the right capacities, the dream and the vision that we have is going to be difficult to achieve.
And now let's directly jump into the world of sports, where Manchester City will aim to return to winning ways then when they host an informed Brighton at the Etihad Stadium this afternoon in the English Premier League. City are expected to field an unchanged squad for Brighton's visit. Defenders Nathan Ake, Manuel Akanji and John Stones remain sidelined, along with Oscar Bob and Rodri. Meanwhile, Tariq Lamptey is available for Brighton after serving a one-match suspension. City suffered their 9th league defeat of the season last weekend, falling 1-0 to a third-place Nottingham Forest. In other Premier League fixtures this afternoon, Everton will host West Ham United, Ipswich Town will face Nottingham Forest, Southampton will take on Wolves and Bournemouth will battle Brentford. Liverpool currently lead the standings with 70 points, 15 ahead of second-placed Arsenal. Nottingham Forest sits third with 51 points. Aside from those particular matches, there is even a bigger match. I can't call it a bigger match. Arsenal versus Chelsea. You do know that at the end of the day, North London is red and will always remain red. We wish Chelsea all the best as they face the mighty Gunners. Be assured not to be gunned down by the Gunners. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom of your screen is Byron Abuli. Good afternoon for now.
We can control so much. And when we like what we see, we go for it.
What are you doing?
China's annual political season brings together the country's lawmakers and political advisors to chart the way forward for the nation.
It captures global attention as geopolitical and economic tensions rise.
So what impact will this have on Africa?
We take an in-depth look at China's session and explore what lies ahead for Africa.
Join us for a special program on CGTN and the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation.
13th of March, the world comes together to celebrate World Kidney Day.
I think it's a start, creating awareness.
Awareness to our communities and also engaging them in supporting the patients.
We are all at risk of kidney disease, but particularly people who suffer high blood pressure and diabetes.
When they found out that I was having kidney disease, I felt like my dreams were being shattered.
Only your relatives can donate you a kidney, and that restricts your donor.
Utaki nini? Umesahau I'm the last thing standing between wewe na jela.
Yeye ni unajua ni mdingo na unakaa naye. Mimi na Alex tutakuwa rich. Hata mananika tutahamia diani.
Achana na huyu. Ni mkora tu kama Teresia.
We make a very good couple.
I hope sijarokia mapema sana. Sasa una filajes.
Hivi mambo tu ya uzee.
Unajua you can talk to me about anything.
Just leave me alone.
Tulia, Jen.
Jen, nini? Niko sawa. Mbona kusema uko sawa? Uko sawa mbisi, uko sawa.
What will you do?
Are you guys okay?
No, we're just catching up with Pete.
Ni siku nyingine tena tunakutana katika kipindi Dunia Wiki Hii. Papa hapa unapokea taarifa za kimataifa, taarifa ambazo zimeandaliwa na kuletwa kwenyu na shirika la utangazaji nchini KBC na shirika la Xinhua kutoka China. Katika makala ya juma hili, ikulu ya White House yathibitisha kuandaa mashauriano ya moja kwa moja na kundi la Hamas kwa lengo la kuachilia mateka wote. Kadhalika, Urusi yaonya juu ya kuhusika kwa shirika la NATO, huku rais wa Ufaransa Macron akitetea mkataba wa kusitisha vita huko Ukraine. Baadhi tu ya taarifa ambazo nimekuandalia mchana wa leo, na atoa mwaliko tunde sawa hadi tamati mwa kipindi Dunia Wiki Hii. Karibu, mimi ni Isaac Lemoka na moja kwa moja tuanze na taarifa yetu kuu, ambapo ikulu ya White House ilithibitisha kwamba utawala wa Rais Trump unaandaa mashauriano ya moja kwa moja na kundi la Hamas kwa lengo la kuachilia mateka.
Mashauriano hayo yaliandaliwa jijini Doha nchini Qatar katika majuma ya hivi majuzi, ambapo upande wa Marekani uliongozwa na mjumbe wa rais kuhusu masuala ya mateka Adam Boehler. Katibu wa mawasiliano katika ikulu ya White House Caroline Leavitt alisema kuwa mjumbe huyo maalum anayehusika kwenye mashauriano hayo yana mamlaka ya kushauriana na yeyote na kwamba Israel ilishauriwa kuhusiana na swala hilo. Leavitt hakutoa maelezo yoyote kuhusiana na kile alichokitaja kuwa mashauriano yanayoendelea alipoulizwa iwapo mashauriano hayo pia yalihusisha mpango wa Rais Donald Trump wa kutua ukanda wa Gaza ambao kwa sasa unaongozwa na kundi la Hamas. Kulingana na afisa mmoja wa Marekani aliyenukuliwa kwenye ripoti, mashauriano hayo